Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Oh, I turned off my mic but didn't turn on the camera. How do you do? How do you doodly do out there, ladies and gentlemen? Can you believe it? Here we are. Oh my goodness, where the hell we been? It's been a while, hasn't it? How you guys doing out there? I hope everybody's doing well here on Operation Status Quo. It's been, when's the last time? Back in February that I was on, and it's just been like, it's one of those things, when you stop doing something that you kind of never, that's how you don't get back to it, but it's real easy to get off track, right? If you kind of take something that's in your normal routine out of your normal routine, then it all of a sudden doesn't become normal anymore, right? So hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo. It's been a while. If you have been missing me out there, I'm still alive and well, and for those of you who don't like me so much, unfortunately for you, I am still alive and well. Yes, a round of applause. A round of applause, and let's get a little baby crying. It's been a while. I haven't heard my sound effects in a while. I missed them. All right. First of all, hello and welcome. I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host right here on Operation Status Quo. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. And if you're back, I'm glad you're back. And if you never even knew this existed and you not even aware that it's in existence right now, it is in existence, even if it's not within your frame of perception. Isn't that just an amazing concept? But this is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go, yo. Oh, I haven't said that in a long time. I didn't rehearse, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you know, if you watch this program that I do here on a regular basis, you know that I don't rehearse. So let me just get a few things out of the way. First of all, let me clear things up before I even get started. Today is the 1st of May in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled Emergency Alert Must Watch. It is. It's an emergency alert. Hold on. It's an emergency. Emergency! 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 The truth of it all. Where's my AO? Heyo. There it goes. That's my friend Roger out there. Hello, Roger. Glad you could be here today to participate on the show with your AO, because you're so good at it. Heyo. There we go. So I entitled the program today, Emergency Alert. It's so funny, I'll get into it a little bit more after, but just to say quickly, everything you see on YouTube now, or any of these channels that you watch, if you're watching anything on, it's so crazy how things have developed over the last couple years, as far as people getting maybe away from mainstream media and such as much, and then moving on to other platforms to find information. And then you got the whole thing, with the truth community and everything, which is great. It's all great. But I mean, like, everybody comes on every single day with, this is an emergency, act now, this is an alert, do this, blah, 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 last chance to watch this video before the world ends. It's everything. I know a lot of it's clickbait on, YouTube. They do it purposely to try to get people to, obviously click on their videos. So I thought that would be funny since I haven't been on in a while. So maybe I'll get a couple of views just because I put emergency alert, must watch. You must watch, ladies and gentlemen, because honestly, the only emergency really out there is making the choice to live your life the way that you want it to be. And quite honestly, that's not even an emergency either, because if we really get back to the whole concept of what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo, mostly, is the realization of ourselves beyond our physical essence, beyond our physical bodies and all that, and realizing that we are the creators of our life. As crazy as it seems, we have to think of it, you have to flip it upside down, ladies and gentlemen. You can't look at it as there's an outside world, that you are a victim of, that you have to survive within, and, oh my God, everything's out to get you. You have to flip it the other way, that you are already a piece of the oneness, the totality, right? You are merely a focal point, an observation point of the totality of oneness that already exists. So really, you are just an expression of everything that already exists. So there really is nothing to fear, because you're part of everything already, for God's sake. Don't you understand? Does anybody understand? Is there anybody out there? Does anybody care? Heyo. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it all. But so as far as Operation Status Quo goes, I had told you guys on the last time that I was on that, I was moving and stuff. And the move went well. I have to say, I'm in my new place here. Obviously, you see, my background is not, I don't have any. I'm in my bedroom here. I don't have anything hanging on the walls. I got my biggest fan. I got to turn over this way. Hold on. There he is. That's the biggest fan of my show right there, and he's here to hang out with me. That's my biggest fan. That's my biggest fan. Hey-o. So I moved. That was great. That happened say middle March, I made settlement on this place, and then, through the end of the month and into April was moving. And I told you guys before too, that I'm actually working on another creative endeavor, which I'm excited to share with you guys, but not yet. I'm going to have to keep you in suspense. It will be coming this summer. So stay tuned. A couple months, believe it or not, it's quick. It's May, June, July, really looking for about August to officially, release this project. So, I'm curious. It's a different thing. So I'm hoping it does well. I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. It's another facet of my eclectic personality, but that's what made me kind of even feel inspired about coming back on here. I kind of let this go, and I said, I'm not going to, kind of skip the YouTube a little bit for a while and, work on other things and such. And I said, it's good to keep different oars, what do you say, in the fire, right? Different, you got to keep things going a little bit and do multiple things. And the truth is, quite honestly, this other project I'm working on, I love it, and it's great, and it's fun, and it's part of who I am. But as sad as it is, I mean, this is what I really love. It's a shame. It's It's funny with YouTube. It's a shame because I watch a lot of different things, and I know I'm not doing the right things as far as algorithms go and all the little tricks, that people do to make a living or make a channel really grow and be successful. I don't really think of it in that way, the way I am as a person. I really just want to express who I am, and I just do it, and I feel whatever's meant to be will be. I don't want to spend half the day trying to figure out algorithms and playing around and, even today, messing around, emergency alert. Let's just see. Maybe a couple people will click on it because I said emergency alert. But I really just want to be I come on to speak and present myself in this way more so just because I really care about people. I love people, and I'm a smiley kind of guy. I like to smile a lot, and send positive vibes. And ultimately, I know I've had a lot of episodes here on this channel, that gets heavier about certain things. I'll go down some of those roads of whatever, the Satan worshiping elite, or the Epstein Island stuff, and multitudes of conspiracies and such that we kind of get into. But as time has gone on, and even me doing this and presenting, do I believe in some of that stuff in certain ways? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I come to realize everything's a learning process, and we're always growing. I mean, we have to look at it this way. One of the things we talk about here a lot in Operation Status Quo is being mindful that we're all on this journey together, and to give each other space and show compassion and care for one another, as opposed to judgment and pointing fingers and I'm better than him, and trying to keep other people down so you feel better, right? I mean, we're always learning, we're always growing. And opinions expressed a year ago maybe differ from opinions expressed today. Right. I'm really, hopefully, in a way, they do in certain regard, because that means you're learning and growing. I know when the fake pandemic first happened, I went off my rocker basically, because I really I saw it immediately as the people being under attack, and how that nothing happens like that. Let's just be real, right? I mean, to put conspiracies aside, I like to make it more, open to a larger audience, in a sense of being able to realize, we don't have to go down this crazy thing of crazy conspiracy series, sorry, I think I'm having a stroke again. Conspiracy theories, between what's really going on under the Vatican, and Atlantis is still existing out in the ocean, or whatever. The moon is an alien inhabited orb. It's not Earth is flat, the Earth is round. I don't know, whatever, right? All this nonsense. It really ultimately doesn't matter, because the bottom line truth is we have to look at life. Life is play, right? Life is play, and we are in these bodies. We chose our existence, right, to be here. Even if you don't conceptualize that, if it's not in your wheelhouse. But I mean, it's something to, open your mind to, in a sense, right? That we created, we chose. When it makes life so much easier, because if you go from the perspective that you chose your life and you are part of the oneness that creates, the entirety in its perfection as it's supposed to be, or whatever, right? If you can see it from that point, doesn't that like just really give so much, power to you as an individual, as opposed to looking at what we call the quote unquote powers that be out there that, manipulate and stuff. Let's put it this way. Conspiracy or no conspiracy, truth community, patriots, I don't know, liberals, pro-Palestine, I don't know, every crap thing you can get all over the place that causes division and arguments. You have to look at it from the perspective of, people who are in charge, right, in a sense, or have means to, control the population in a way. Do you think that they don't have some sort of understanding of these higher if I'm sitting here talking like this, right, there's got to be people who actually can do something about it, that know this information and are talking like this too. And if they know that and they have another slant on it, here's the truth, right? This is what I was thinking about today. To make humanity do what say powers that be want humanity to do, it really doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be so draconian. It doesn't have to be like total lockdown and people snipers on the roofs watching every move you make, because we are frequency and energy, because we in our day-to-day life, just be honest with ourselves, right? How many times you don't even think of you don't even realize what you're thinking, or thinking what you're thinking. You don't even realize you exist sometimes, right? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just in the groove of doing things, and all of a sudden you'll have like a moment of like presence where you're like, oh yeah, what time is it? Or, what was I doing today? Or, so like, most of our thoughts are subconscious. Most of our behavior patterns are subconscious. Most of our beliefs are subconscious. So, when people can take that information and create, narratives, that's why, like, all this with the mainstream media and such, whatever you want to say, good or bad, who's good, who's bad, whatever. But at the same time, when they can create these narratives and put them out in a certain way, it just kind of feeds into the perception of the populace, right? So as that's happening, the population then reacts within the circumstance of what they believe is, and it doesn't matter whether it is or isn't, and so humanity just starts to act in the way that, it's like like leading cattle to the slaughter. Basically, they just slowly over time, through little by little and little adjustments and what they're feeding the population, it kind of just turns into it turns into people doing what they want to do. Look at what's going on now. Even these years past, since the COVID happened back in 2020, there's still people that are out there wearing masks. There's still people out there getting jabs and killing themselves. So, but because they don't even have to force it on you anymore, because the mind has been programmed. It's like it's a much easier way to do it. They don't have to come rolling up the streets with tanks. All they got to do is put a story on the TV. I mean, especially, I'm not getting into this whole thing with the Palestine, Israel, but I just mean like just the fact that whatever's going on these college campuses right now and all, I mean, to me, that stuff is, I know it sounds conspiratorial in certain ways, but, it is planned, I believe. Like, they send people in to cause these disruptions under the guise of this particular ideal or cause. And then it creates a whole thing of separation and argument and blah, 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 blah. And, nobody, and I've said this a gazillion times, nobody really wants to fight with each other. I mean, do they? Let's be realistic. I mean, we all live day to day. We all enjoy, we all want to get up and do our day, whatever our life is, whatever, right? I mean, who wakes up in the morning thinking, oh, I really want to fuck somebody over today? I'm not going to be able to rest until I really just fuck somebody over. Why can't I do it? Can we do it? Can we screw somebody over today, please? We need to do it. And that's what other people want to do. I don't even know if they want to. Well, it's not about screwing people over. I mean, listen. I'm sorry. You know how my brain goes if you guys watch us on a regular basis. I was speaking. I'm going to give another good example. Living here where I live in this area of Florida, they've built up newer communities in this area. This county didn't have a lot years ago. I don't know much about it because I'm newer here myself, only a couple of years. And when I see how these nicer newer homes are built, and then right around the corner, and this is like in all neighborhoods, but just to say, right, this area became popular now because a lot of people people move to Florida. It's close to Tampa, blah, 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 blah. So they build and build, and now the prices all go up. And then around the corner is still this other street that's got all like modular homes and trailer kind of homes and stuff. And, the people don't have a lot. So, and they're being priced out of their area. They would love to, get those people out of there so they can knock down all that shit and build another community like this one, right? And I'm just trying to say the way of our world. I mean, what do you think people are going to do? Like, we're not enemies of each other. We're more like, as Curly would say, oh, I'm a victim of circumstance. I mean, it's kind of like what's going on. Like if you were living in this area your whole life and had your, able to afford your place and everything, and they start building all this stuff around, and all of a sudden, like, you don't have anything and you're being priced out, and, I mean, of course, people are going to, attack people. Let's say, I mean, if things got really bad, right? If the system went down or something, what do you think these other people are going to do? They're going to come to the neighborhoods that they think have crap, because, they already feel defeated in a sense, or forgotten about, right? I mean, it's just the way our world is. And again, I know I'm going on crazy tangents, but it's been a while, and I'm having a little bit of fun. That's the whole point of everything that I talk about here in regard to the world changing. I don't think what's happening out there right now is doom and gloom and fear and all the nuclear war they talk about. And, if nukes drop and we all go, or whatever, if it turns into a Mad Max world and people are driving down the street shooting everybody, I mean, whatever happens, if it's my time to go, God takes me home, it's really no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because none of this is real anyway. We're not locked into this idea of being this individual, right? So I don't think that way. But what I do think is that humanity is growing to a point of changing the structures basically, right? And I've said this before. Go back and watch some of these videos and let me know which one I said this in. But I have said I really think what's happening here, what we're seeing in the physical realm, is multiple generations of unhealed trauma in the deep human consciousness, because again, we're all one. We've all hurt each other. We're all living in a way that doesn't really support each other in a sense. I don't mean it like on a day-to-day level of people. I mean, people do care about each other, but in the way our world is set up, it just doesn't make sense. As us as a society, it shouldn't be any kind of capacity of people having to, who's got more than who, and you have to step on somebody else so you can survive, or you have to turn your back on your brothers and sisters in the world, just so because you got to keep your little corner clean so that you don't get in trouble. It just kind of goes on and on and on with all that stuff. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, that's basically it. I think we're heading towards good stuff. I always do. And that's why I like to come on here and just share, positive messages. So that's what it was. That's the emergency alert here today. Emergency. Let me get my little tambourine out. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Right? All right. So silly. Why are we so silly? Because silliness is good. We should smile and laugh and enjoy. I'm going to leave it at this today, to say, well, did I say everything? I said I moved. Yeah. And just finish on the move. I'm really happy in my new place. It's beautiful. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually, believe it or not to give all my information away, but who the hell cares really? It was a really nice, easy move actually, because I'm in the same area where I was. I actually just moved up the street. I was renting a place and then decided that I liked this neighborhood and wanted to stay, and this unit became available. So I made a purchase. Ding, ding. And that's what we did. But anyway, I'm going to try to pop back on here. I don't think I'll do every day like I was doing before, but I want to try to at least do 2-3 days a week where I come on and, chit chat with you guys, the people. I love you guys out there individually as well as a group. I say it all the time. You're welcome here. My contact information is in the description box below. So, feel free to reach out, send me an email, drop some comments in the comments of the video. Let me know what's on your mind, maybe some topics you'd like to discuss and talk about. But to leave it at this, I was going to say today is just to, really, and take this seriously, because I think, I had an interaction with someone over the weekend, and I'm not going to get into the details of it, but like I could tell the person was, I don't want to say jealous. I don't know what the word is, like, but they were like confused in a sense of like how hard they are working to do things. And, I kind of just float and do it. It's not that I just float and do. I try to explain this. You're a creator and a manifester, right? So it's up to you. Literally can make your life what it. And I'm trying to live that and prove that, not to be like better than anybody. I never walk around, this is my life. Or, we all have our problems and our ups and our downs and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, you really are the creator, and you really can create what you want your day to be. You don't have to look at other people to say, to compare yourself to what they're doing or what you think what's right or what's wrong somebody else. It's you. It's just you focused on you, and and being open and listening to the universe speaking through you, because it's all there. I mean, we have guides, we have teachers, on the other side, we have everything, and we're guided. We're here for a purpose, and the universe, God, whatever word you want to use, wants us to fulfill our purpose, wants us to utilize who we are as an individual and our skills to the best of our ability to serve the whole in a greater way. It's not about accolades for an individual, like I got this award or I'm this or I'm that. I can't stand labels. Like, that's why, like, when people say, what do you do for a living? I'm not at this, like, even with me teaching yoga, I don't like to say, I'm not a yoga teacher. Like, I'm not, like, I teach yoga, but I'm not a yoga teacher, just like I do YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber, like I don't like any kind of labels on myself like that. Right. I don't, and I think if we just embrace who we are and quiet the mind and stop trying to force and stop trying to figure out and stop trying to make happen. And the less we do that, and the more we just take the step back and be with breath and presence and let the information come, then life just kind of works out. And, the best example I'll give with this for me is, my jobs. I worked at one job for over 15 years that everybody thought I was crazy for quitting. How can you leave this, good, stable job, with benefits and blah, blah, blah. And, I left that job. It's 2 years. As a matter of fact, in a couple days, the 5th of May will actually be the last working day of 2022 was the last working day of that job. And, and I really didn't know what was going to happen. I had some resumes out and stuff. I wound up getting a call out of the blue some months later that got me a job that I took that brought me to this area where I'm living now. I never would have found this area if it wasn't for that happening, and I'm really happy here. It's a very, comfortable area. I really enjoy it. Then that job, I wound up leaving, and I didn't even have another job again. I just left that job. I was like, they want me to come into the office every day. I'm not going into the office every day. I don't do that anymore, So I quit. And then literally my last day on that job, I got another call out of the blue that I didn't plan on. That called me up for an interview, and I got another job, and I did that job for about a year. And I just started another one back in February because, again, unsolicited, I got a call because my resume's out there for this, what I do. And I got a call, and, I started another job. So I've had 3 jobs since I left that job, and I had no idea, what the hell I was going to do. I really threw caution to the wind. And the point I'm making is, it's not about, like, if you believe in yourself and if you really are passionate and believe in yourself and do, then life will give you what you need to survive. I mean, it's really as simple as that. It's scary. I know it's scary, right? Because, you want to have things tangible. You want to have things marked off. You want to know that, everything's square and the boxes are checked and you're safe, but, truthfully, you're safer by letting go of all that, because then we kind of put ourselves within the confines of the constraints that we feel we need to make us safe, which actually inhibit us from being our best and doing what we do. If it wasn't for these past couple of years and everything that happened, I wouldn't even be doing the YouTube show and stuff the way that I did, just the way my things fell together. So I don't know. And, and the other project that I'm working on now too, that wouldn't have happened if I didn't move here and, and the way things went. So bottom line is, you don't have to look outside of yourself. You don't have to, judge others or compare yourself to others or any of that stuff. All you have to do is keep a peaceful space within your heart and let life lead the way and bring you to, what you're supposed to be doing. And if all of us focused on that a little bit more, right, then we wouldn't have all the strife and the conflict in the world, because we wouldn't be worrying about what everybody else is doing. We would be harmonizing with ourselves, which would create harmony around us, because, vibration, people start, vibrations start to mesh, right? If bunch of people are at this frequency, then it starts to bring up the other frequencies, and and people are all in the same space of putting out positive energy instead of always trying to get over on each other because they're scared to death to survive each moment and each day. So anyway, that's basically what I got for you here today. I don't know, I had nothing planned. Me, I just come on and talk because I love you people out there, and I just love as you know, I'm a little bit of in Italian they say cacchione. Somebody likes to talk a lot is a cacchione. That's what my grandparents used to call me when I was a kid. I think it means jukebox in Italian. They used to call me, oh, this kid, he's a real cacchione. My God, can you keep your mouth shut? Nobody else wants to talk to me this much, so I talk to you this much, all right? No, I'm only kidding around. All right, but anyway, guys, seriously, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be popping back on. I got myself set back up, as you see, so no glimmer, no glam, no lava lamp, no extra lights, no signs on the wall. It's just me and you and the messages that we share together. So I love you guys out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. Please, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and those you despise as well. Oh my God, excuse me. Well, you know the deal. What buttons do I press when I leave? I forget. I think I do. What do I do? Oh, I do these buttons. Anyway, I don't remember what I do what is my exit? I don't even remember. So anyway, God bless you out there individually as a group. I love all you guys out there. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Catch you next time. Until then, Operation Status Quo. I got to go over here. Disengaged.
Boulevard of 10 short blocks.